Hello and welcome to a video on some of the fundamentals of HVAC. Why am I recording this in my car? Well, you're going to be driving an awful lot. So when you become an HVAC tech, you're going to have a lot of windshield time. Unfortunately, these furnaces don't like to come where you live, so you're going to have to travel to them. Today, I'm going to be going on a service call over to a relative's house. I don't know too much about the house. I know it's pretty large, and I know the system's pretty old, and it just had a brand new motor put on it, a brand new inducer. So when we arrive, I'm going to show you some of the best ways to tackle approaching an unknown issue. I got a call from this relative, and they told me that the furnace was running great all the way throughout negative weather. We entered into a warm stretch of weather, and after that, the furnace has now failed and it will not fire. So we are going to methodically step into the house, and we're going to take a look at everything, and we're going to see what's going on together. All right, we are back. We are on site. This is going to be our house. Got our tools at the ready. Let's go ahead and step up. First thing I'm going to notice is I have a gas line right here. So this unit is going to be running on natural gas. So step one is going to be locate the thermostat. You're going to want to turn that fan from auto to on. We got a call for heat going as well. Now go ahead and step over to one of these vents. Feel for any airflow or any heat. Got nothing coming out. As you come downstairs, you're not always going to have an easy access. Sometimes you're going to have to squeeze. Also, whenever you come downstairs, make sure you don't go straight beeline to the unit. You want to take a look at the pipes. You want to make sure nothing's frozen or leaking, especially if they haven't had heat. You want to take a look at the insulation. You want to take a look at windows too. See if there's any air leaking in or water. Make sure there's no immediate faults there. You're not plumbers, but you let them know what's going on. Next step, take a look at the water heater. See if you've got gas or electric. This is electric in this case. So it's going to be 240 volts coming down. You're going to have two heaters, one here, one down there. Look at the relief valve. See if you have anything leaking on the ground that can indicate a faulty water heater. If you do have a gas water heater, you want to look up high, right up where the exhaust would be, to see if there's anything flowing back. And then make your way to the unit. As you make your way to the unit, do a quick overview of the whole thing. So right away, we can tell immediately, hey, we have air conditioning because we have an A coil on top of the furnace. Also, we can also tell this is a 90% unit because we have PVC exiting right here. And our vent is going to go out that side of the house. PVC all the way on that side of the house. Never know what you're going to find down here. This is going to be our return as it's drawn in to the unit. This is going to be our filter access right down here. Always check the filter. So you can see they get pretty filthy. So we're going to pull this off. So in this case, we have a 16 by 25 by 4 inch. This thing's pretty big. So taking a quick look at it, she's looking pretty clogged up. This might actually be part of the problem. This house is under construction, so there's a lot of work going on upstairs, a lot of drywall. If we do choke off this filter, the furnace will go off on limit and not be able to work. However, you don't want to leave this thing unprotected, so go ahead and put that back for now. We'll do a temperature rise, see if it's going to be out of range. So these are a little tricky. When you're putting this back, these lips are going to be right underneath there. Sandwich back in. Okay. So as you can see, we do have a brand new inducer placed on here. What we need to do is we need to run this through the sequence of operations to make sure it's going to fire appropriately. So sequence of operations on a furnace. The very first thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a call for heat. This comes in from your thermostat down to the unit. The next thing that's going to happen is the inducer is going to turn on. Now this inducer turns on, these pressure switches then prove that we have exhaust or draft. And once that's proven, we go through the safety circuit check, and now we can confirm that we are not off on any safeties, any rollouts, any limits. And once that we are confirmed we don't have any safeties out, the HSI or spark, in this situation it's going to be a spark igniter that's located right up here, is going to start sparking. Our gas valve is going to open. The burners are going to light all the way across. And once they light all the way across, the flame is then going to be proven right here, all the way down. Now we're going to heat up, and then we're going to turn the blower on delay. We want that blower on delay so everything is nice and hot. Whenever the air moves across, it's delivered to the house. Okay, so we've initiated call for heat. Our inducer has turned on. However, we did not start. So notice that we had a call for heat, inducer turned on, and the next step didn't happen. That next step was going to be these switches, so that's my first place to start. And right now, I've got 27, right? So if I have source voltage across a switch, what does that mean? It means the switch is open. And I can verify this by going from the ground on the unit, on the gas valve, over here. I have voltage coming in. I have no volts coming out of this pressure switch. So what we need to do is we need to make the unit safe. We need to investigate this and make sure, hey, I've got something going on here. Let's take a look at it. So as I'm recording and troubleshooting, I'm going to jump out R and W to make sure that we have an uninterrupted call going to the furnace. Right here, what you see is you see the actual circuit board. So this is where all the magic happens. Now, the reason why nothing is operating right now, it's very common, it's going to be because of this switch. So this right here is a door switch. So if homeowners look on YouTube, maybe see a video like this, and they press this button in, now everything's going to turn on. But the reason why we have these is so that when they pull the door off, everything is dead. That way they don't get lit up and get dead themselves. So let's take a look at this. Go ahead and focus right up here at the meter, and I'm going to push this door switch in. And we're going to go to town. Now we have our inducer on. We are currently measuring voltage intermittently across the switch, meaning something is wrong. So let's go ahead and investigate a little bit further. This inducer is running. I'm going to be looking at this exhaust pipe right here, and I'm going to be suspecting this tubing right here that goes all the way back to the unit, as well as this tubing also. So at this point in time, what we've done is we've pulled this tubing right here, blew through it, made sure we have no clogs. We also pulled these drains off. Very easy to do. They just come straight off of there. I blew through the drain that collects from the exhaust pipe right here. And I pulled this drain off right there. Blew into that guy, making sure that we're clear. The last step to check is going to be the exhaust pipe. This PVC vent going all the way outside. So we're going to step outside and take a look at that. Okay, on the outside of the house, you can actually see the PVC vent is right there. This is a good indicator you got a 90% unit inside. There's a bend that's going right down at an angle like this. Can't really see, but we're going to shot back and clear it out. Back to this exhaust outside. What you need to do before you take a shot back to the exhaust pipe is you need to unplug these right here. So these do not need to be accessed to the system. Unplug these. That way, whenever you shot back and out, you don't damage your pressure switches. So let's move on. Okay, so pressure switches are disconnected. We've got our shot vac at the ready. I'm literally going to shove this in that hole right there, and we're going to turn it on, suck whatever we can out. So just to make sure you got a good seal, shove it in there, get this bag. A good tight seal on there, so we're not letting any air come in from the outside. It's all sucking this way. Alright guys, so we actually have a unique issue going on. All the tubing is clearing, the drain is clear, the exhaust is confirmed. clear. Sorry, somebody just fell upstairs. All right, I want you to take a look. I want you to take a look right here. Take a look at this. I'm going to start the unit, and I'm going to unplug this guy right here. And when I plug him back in, it should suck that pressure switch closed. So take a look right here. Contacts are open right now. Contacts close. Contacts open. Contacts close. Okay. Now we're going to back off. We can visibly see our contacts close, right? So this should be passing power through the switch. However, when we measure, if I can get a good bite on it, that is, we're measuring voltage. Even though that contact is closed, this right here is a bad pressure switch, and those are very, very rare to come across. So I'm going to show you guys how to bypass a pressure switch. When the unit starts, it wants to see this switch open. It does not want to see it closed. If it's closed, it's a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to bypass this pressure switch and allow the unit to turn on, because we know that this is bad. So that being the case, you need to put your alligator clips on one side, get your alligator clip to go on the other side. Just get ready for it, right? Not yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold this down to start the unit, let the unit run and think that the switch is in fact open, and then we're going to put the jumper on and close it. Let the unit run, put the jumper on. The switch is now closed. The unit is now fired on. And we can't see flames going. They are not coming back at us. So we can verify that we do in fact have exhaust. There's nothing wrong with the exhaust. The blower's going to come on delay, and now we have heat back in the house again. But this is only temporary, so this is only going to work as long as you have this jumper in place. Once the unit satisfies and kicks back off, it's going to see that this is jumped or stuck closed, and the system is not going to run again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave this jumped out and give these guys some heat, but I need to locate this pressure switch and put a new one on for them. Hey Jason, how you doing? This is Ashton.
Hey, doing good. What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. Hey, you guys deal ream and rood, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I got a quick question for you. I'm glad I caught you while you're open still. I'm actually looking for a pressure switch for an old ream unit. I didn't know if you guys can help me out.
Yeah. You got a model number?
I do. My model is going to be R, G as in George, R, A Adam, -1, 2, E Edward, R, A Adam, J James, S as in Sam for the model.
All right. Give me just a moment here and put you on hold.
Sure.
All right. Looks like there's 2 pressure switches on here.
Yeah. I believe there's one positive by the drain and one negative attached to the inducer housing. I'm looking for the one that's attached to the inducer housing.
Okay, perfect. Looks like I have one here.
Oh, that is beautiful. How much is that puppy?
Like it is. Out the door, tax and everything, $33.12.
That's awesome, man. What time do you guys close? Because I'm going to start bolting your way from Alsea.
4:30.
Oh, perfect. All right, I'll see you in about 20 minutes, man.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Bye. And that's how fast you can order parts when you know a guy. All right, guys, we are en route to Connor Company to get this pressure switch. Right now, we are going to grab this switch. The switch costs about 30 bucks, and I'm running about, roughly 40 miles round trip. So just calculate from there on what you're going to charge the customer. And so far, I've probably been at the house for maybe 30, 40 minutes, something like that. Not very long at all. Honestly, I'm probably going to spend more time running to getting the part than I am diagnosing it. I'll check back in with you when we get to the parts house. Okay. Ooh, baby. Ooh. You're back. Got our parts. Step back up in front of this unit. Oh, so now we're going to take our new switch and we're going to replace this jumped out one right here. Let's get started. So what we need to do is we need to get these two screws removed. So let's go ahead and start there. You guys loosened up a little bit. A little rusty. You want to go slow. You always want to use hand tools. You do not want to break it. So let's go ahead and get these wires off of there, plugged out of the way. Screw number 1, screw number 2. So you're going to see them. Okay. Let's go ahead. Just get him out of the way, completely off. Our new switch. So these new switches are going to come with some better connections. One side's going to be male, one side's going to be female. This is also to help you kind of extend out if you need to. So we can take our tubing right there on the housing. Good. Now we know this tubing's going to go right there on our new switch. So we can take a closer look right here. So we've got these new spades. We're just going to go ahead and hook these new spades on here. All right. Bring the sinker back on. Go ahead and line that best we can here. It's good. Okay. Good deal. Okay. These guys are tightened up. Back in our tool bag. Good. Okay. We have our new tubing hooked up to the housing. We've got our new connections on here, so we're not stressing them out. One thing that we can go ahead and do is we can go ahead and replace this tubing right here on the old switch. So what I typically do, got our new tubing right here. Let's go ahead and pull the old switch off. Get it all the way off. Just measure it out to be about the same. Okay. So we're roughly the same. With a little extra leeway right here, right? In case we gotta pull that out and blow on it. So I'm just gonna cut this right here with my needle nose pliers. I'm gonna take what I didn't use. It's good. Put this right on back. Take my old piece. It's gonna be junk. We'll leave that behind just in case. And now we're gonna get this hooked right back up. Right back up where she was. Okay. Alright. I finished getting my tubing back on and just connected it right back in the back there, right up here. We got our new pressure switch going all the way around right over here. We're gonna take our old stuff, we're gonna get it out of the way. And we're gonna fire the unit up, guys. So let's take a look. See how we did. All right, we got ourselves some flames going on here now. Looks like that pressure switch was the issue. That's good news. Let's go ahead and we're going to pull and clean the flame rod while we're here. It's a very easy thing that you can do just to make sure you don't have a callback. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and shut the unit down. Little pro tip, whenever you're putting these doors back on, you got them lined up proper and they are just turning, not tightening. Take your needle nose. You want to bite the little metal piece behind this, stabilize it, and now go ahead and tighten down. And that way it actually pulls in. And you're good to go. Alright guys, the flame rod, this is the most common call. That and a dirty filter setting off your limit. If you look back here, this is going to be your limit switch. It's looking for temperature. This here is going to be my flame rod. Now flame rods get dirty. This right here, they get dirty all the time, and you have to pull these out. You have to clean them up, especially if you're on propane. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this flame rod, we're going to clean it to eliminate any kind of callbacks. Okay guys, so what you got going on here is get yourself a flame rod. Now take a look at that. Look how dirty that is. So we got rust, we got all kinds of buildup going on. Sorry, I got an alarm going off in the background. But we're going to take an abrasive cloth right here, and we're going to wrap it around it just like this. And we're just going to sit here, spinning our fingers, where I get all that junk off of there. Alright, we got this guy pretty well scrubbed up. It's nice and shiny now. He's got a lot of rust and stuff off of him. The flame is going to actually hit right here on this flame rod. You've got 120 volts that heads into the end of this, goes through the rod into the flames, then is rectified into a DC pulse back to the board. That's why it's really important to make sure that your furnace has a ground, a proper ground. If your connections are getting pretty rusty like this one right here, you want to clean that up too. But make sure you got good contact, guys. You don't want any kind of resistance. Rust equals resistance. So we'll get this guy cleaned up, get them installed back in the unit. So it's actually very simple to install this. All you have to do is put it right up in the hole, just like that. Bend it. And then it lines up right with your screw hole. I'm going to put this screw in, I'm going to put this back on, we're going to fire the unit one last time. We're about to fire this unit, and we're going to watch it run. Now, I have the top door laying right here off to the side, but obviously you want to make sure you put this door back on. You want to make sure everything's back the way that you found it, and if you found it in a crappy condition, then you want to make sure that you leave it in a better condition than when you found it. So usually furnaces will have an external power source. In order to find that, all you have to do is look at the high voltage that's coming out of this unit. We're going to go up, over, and down. Here we go. So this is not a light switch for the room. This is going to be the switch for the furnace. This is very, very common. Now some don't have that, and you'll have to either control it from the breaker box, like that one over there, or you're just going to have to pull off the door switch and let that kill the unit. Another important tip is make sure you clean up your work area, and that's not just to make it look good, but that's also to make sure that you have all the tools that you came here with. Tools are expensive, and you do not need to leave souvenirs at their house. So what we're going to do is we're going to flick this over to on. It is currently in a call for heat, so I'm going to turn this on, and we're going to make sure this puppy fires up. Now remember your sequence. We have a call for heat, our inducer kicks on, our pressure switches tell us, hey, we're good to go, we have a draft. Next up is going to be your safety circuits. So everything is checked and tested to make sure you don't have any flame rollouts. Limits off, and once that's good, our spark ignition is going to kick on, or an HSI, whether that's a blow or a spark. Now once that lights, the burners will ignite, and then the blower will come on a delay. So let's check our work and see how we did. Alright, it's looking good. Wait for the blower. Good. Alright, so I just heard our blower come on. Our blower came on delay just like it was supposed to. We have flames. We are moving. Before I leave and walk away, I'm going to take a temperature split real fast to make sure the unit's working pretty good. Might take an amp draw or two on the unit itself, and we'll go from there. Remember at the beginning of the video, the first thing that we checked after the thermostat was going to be this filter down here. So do not forget to let them know, hey, you got to get yourself a new filter, especially whenever you're doing construction on the house. Those filters are going to go dirty very, very fast. Another thing to look out for is this. This is called wheat tape. It does have asbestos in it. Now, it's actually safe as long as you're not messing with it. You don't want to get any of these particles airborne. And you may see just one or two wraps on this duct, but in all reality, these ducts are wrapped in asbestos all the way upstairs. So while you see shiny here, check that out. We're going to have asbestos duct wrap going all the way in that wall, all the way up to the second story. So just be mindful of what you're working around, guys. Be careful out there. You are your own safety guys, so make sure you don't go clanging and banging and ripping apart stuff and just breathing and huffing asbestos. That wraps up the service call. I spoke with my relative about what was going on. I informed them what I fixed, let them know on the filter. Everything else looked like it was in range. Temporize was good and in range. Hand draws are good and in range. That's what it's like to run a service call and get stuff fixed and travel and all that good stuff. Sure, you pay attention. Make sure you do everything wisely. Work like it's your own house. So, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, I'm sure I'm showing you this video. So just turn around and ask. All right. Have a good one.